99% complete. Suddenly, a massive explosion rocks the fiery altar. A winged woman is sent flying by the blast's sheer force. Landing hard, she grits her teeth. Damn it, why isn't he here yet? From the smoke, a terrifying horned silhouette begins to materialize. The hidden boss, Ember, roars with only 10.5% HP left. You'll all be annihilated. Ember unleashes a devastating barrage of fireballs, shouting about his wrath. It's over, she thinks, desperately casting Sanctuary Shield. Amidst the fiery chaos, a mysterious hand dangles a pendant. She gasps, Nani, as a voice says, I told you. Sato Meiji, a level 96 healer, appears. Don't call me Nani, we must hold out for *M*. Sato strategizes we can restrict the enemy's movements a bit. Be careful. While Hitomi agrees, Roger, he and Hitomi, a level 97 battler, faces Ember, who lets out a sinister cuckoo. Ember looms, dismissing their plan with a chilling, futile struggle. Hitomi unleashes a flurry of attacks, but Ember guards, mitigating much of the damage. Blasted back, Hitomi desperately yells, now signaling for the next phase. Mishirone, a new ally, dashes forward, confidently shouting, leave it to me. Rone strikes Ember with a powerful attack, inflicting over 8 million damage. Mishirone, a level 96 seeker, grins, finally got a hit in. This should deal considerable damage. Ember, now behind Rone, scoffs. You intend to compete with my speed, huh? Faster than me. Ember retaliates with Godslayer, engulfing Rone in flames, who cries, burn damage and paralysis effect. I can't move, Sato desperately calls out, Ron, as Hitomi watches in horror. Suddenly, reality itself seems to crackle and shatter with blue energy. A golden blade slices through the chaos, aimed directly at Ember. The tide turns as Hitomi, Sato, and Ron look up, exclaiming, he's here. A voice declares the arrival of the strongest man, amidst a fiery spectacle. Wielding a colossal draconic weapon, a blonde man in a white coat makes his grand entrance. I'm late, he apologizes to Ember. Your brother's forces were troublesome. Kamahata Shizuya, level 98 commander, coldly adds, don't worry, I brought your brother too. Shizuya stands unfazed before a raging inferno, unleashed by the boss. With a mighty swing of his draconic blade, Shizuya counters Ember's furious die. Shizuya expertly parries multiple demonic flame figures launched by Ember. Sato issues a critical warning, his flames inflict rigidity after 3 seconds close contact. The team watches, tense as Hitomi cries out, that's enough. Shizuya, unfazed by the warning, states with 3 seconds as he begins his powerful swing, we'll get more than enough back, he vows, his blade arcing towards Ember. His colossal weapon crashes down, engulfing Ember in a torrent of golden energy. A massive explosion of light signifies the devastating force of Shizuya's attack. Ember staggers, a gaping, smoldering hole now peers through his chest, muttering, unbelievable. Shizuya stands amidst fading embers as a notification declares, Guild Moputofu. Defeats boss Ember in record time. Looking up, Shizuya witnesses a dark, swirling portal ominously opening in the sky. Ron gapes, instant kill, while Hitomi coolly remarks as expected of the boss. Hitomi downplays the fight, but final boss, not much of a big deal. But Ron insists Shizuya saved them. Ron boasts about creating an opening, earning a sarcastic yeah from Hitomi. As Sato praises Shizuya's judgment, Sato muses that Shizuya's true strength lies in his complete understanding of the game. Shizuya smirks as Sato declares him the king of Azure Land for his strategic genius. A notification pings, and a glowing blue interface panel appears before Shizuya. Shizuya sees he's unlocked all 100 achievements, thinking, this game is done for me now. Suddenly, a unique achievement, Omniscience and Omnipotence, appears, surprising Shizuya. An urgent system alert declares, Azure Land automatic update initiated. Servers will end in 5 seconds as the team is enveloped in light. As they're pulled into the light, a final message promises new content will welcome you after maintenance. Rone exclaims, a new version, no announcement. While Hitomi fumes, irresponsible management, the team, now in casual wear with visors, anticipates the future as Shizuya declares, I'm looking forward to it. A final digital message appears, hoping to see you again. The scene shifts to a cityscape, under a cloudy sky. Captioned 5 days later, a sleek bullet train speeds along its tracks, signifying a journey. News reports confirm Azure Land's sudden, unexplained shutdown, leaving users baffled. On the train, Shizuya stares at his phone, lost in thought. I don't understand. He clenches his fist, frustrated, logged out before seeing the unique achievements effect. His phone displays the Mapo-Tofu Guild chat, with members discussing their current locations. An announcement for Hamamizu Station is interrupted by a grateful message from a guildmate, about the final achievement. A station sign warns passengers as the next train is due to pass through without stopping. Shizuya smirks at a teasing message from Suji, wondering if he's being mocked for his rare thanks. Another guildmate sends a link, dramatically calling it a declaration of war. The link reveals a streamer accusing Mapo-Tofu of being suspicious regarding Azure Land's shutdown. She highlights Mapo-Tofu's impossible 101% achievement completion rate compared to other guilds. The streamer directly calls out Shizuya, demanding an explanation for this anomaly. A guildmate speculates if Shizuya's 101st achievement actually triggered the game's end. Shizuya ponders this possibility on the train, while a nearby passenger suddenly becomes agitated. The agitated man exclaims in shock, drawing Shizuya's attention with a startled look. What is this? Shizuya's eyes widen in disbelief, a sudden, intense realization dawning upon him. Blue digital fragments cascade downwards, distorting the train's interior. Passengers are violently sucked into a swirling vortex of blue energy erupting from the train floor. A powerful surge of blue data streams violently, accompanied by Japanese onomatopoeia suggesting a strong force. Shizuya stares at his hand, now covered in glowing blue digital circuits, uttering, "This is." The world outside the train window blurs into streaks of light and shadow, indicating immense speed or distortion. The agitated passenger is flung backwards as a monstrous, shadowy figure with glowing blue accents begins to manifest. Suddenly, two figures, one in purple and another in white, are thrown together amidst the chaos. A colossal, shadowy claw, crackling with blue energy, tears through the train carriage. Shizuya looks at his hand, blood splattered on his shirt, as the thought the game characters trails off. A monstrous, crystalline claw, glowing with ominous blue light, emerges from a dark, rocky fissure, appeared in the real world, as a colossal, blue armored figure materializes before terrified passengers. The lead monster, glowing with menacing blue energy, stares down, flanked by similar imposing figures. Panic erupts, passengers scream and try to flee the encroaching digital horrors. A man is brutally struck by a swift, blue energy slash, blood erupting from the impact. A terrified woman pleads for help as a monstrous, blue claw descends, a fallen victim below her. New screams a passenger, their eye wide with terror, reflecting the unfolding chaos. The carriage is filled with a maelstrom of blue energy and violent impacts, depicted by stark onomatopoeia. Shizuya stands firm, dwarfed by a gigantic, crackling blue sword poised to strike him down. He grits his teeth, sweat dripping, demanding, "What's going on?" Amidst the pandemonium, Shizuya eyes the armored figure, a strange sense of familiarity dawning, decides, what is this familiar feeling? Shizuya narrowly dodges a massive blue sword, recognizing, "I've seen this technique before." The colossal blade smashes into the train floor, missing him by inches. Its wielder, the armored figure, spins for another devastating blue energy slash. From behind, Shizuya observes the monster's attack pattern, a faint glow on his shoulder. He stands firm against an oncoming torrent of crackling blue energy. A flashback hits him, his game character performing a similar move as he exclaims, "That's it." Shizuya stomps a blue digital panel materializing underfoot just like in Azure Land. "Don't fall back, advance." He commands as golden energy projections clash with the blue menace. The blue armored monster's glowing eye narrows, focusing intently on the new threat. With his own eyes now glowing blue, Shizuya smirks confidently, inking, as expected. Shizuya's status displays level 1, yet his title is Omniscience and Omnipotence. His foe is a level 35 commander. Shizuya notes, "I've seen this technique many times." He identifies the attack, a commander's basic skill. The monster system confirms the devastating Leon slash. This powerful slash narrowly misses, tearing through the ground. He scans the alien cavern, suspecting it's a shortcut to the worm dungeon. The path reveals a gaping entrance, the worm station. Shizuya realizes the commander is focused solely on him. Is it targeting me? Outmatched by levels, he flees, knowing I have no chance in a direct fight. Racing along strange tracks, Shizuya decides, I have no choice but to gamble. Shizuya sprints, admitting he'd forgotten this was reality, not just a game. He narrowly evades a colossal strike, realizing a mistake here means actual death. Yet he's oddly thrilled. The commander lunges, but Shizuya ducks, the thrill of the fight consuming him. He glances back as massive ice shards erupt, thinking how long it's been since he truly played. With glowing blue eyes and a confident smirk, Shizuya declares, "Sorry, but it's game over." The level 35 commander is suddenly impaled by jagged, crystalline structures bursting from the ground. As the monster falls, notifications flood Shizuya's vision. Level up, savoring victory's taste. Standing amidst the shattered blue crystals, Shizuya sighs in relief. Phew, my gamble paid off. He recalls how terrain skills, once troublesome, are perfect for taking down stronger foes. His victory is short-lived. Shizuya pulls out his phone, a new worry dawning. What about those guys? His phone buzzes with frantic messages. Rinkai City is lost to the game world. Before he can process, 3 more Shadow Hunters, levels 28 to 32, materialize. Now level 8, Shizuya knows his first priority is survival against these new threats. Suddenly, a blue interface shimmers. Could this be the fallen commander's weapon? Fragments of a powerful, glowing blue crystalline sword hover before him. Its stats are insane, a unique level 25 sword, enhanceable with incredible power. Shizuya marvels at the weapon's ridiculous stats, questioning if such a treasure is even possible this early. A prompt appears, "Fuse," but warns of a 7-day hate stock from the original owner. He's baffled. Hate stock is a player's skill for stolen items, not for monsters. Just then, a level 25 King Shadow Archer takes aim with a crackling energy bow. An energy arrow screams towards Shizuya, forcing a split-second decision. The fuse prompt reappears, the 7-day hate stock a looming consequence. With no time to waste, Shizuya decisively selects yes to fuse the weapon. He seizes the forming crystalline sword, blue energy surging, declaring, "Surviving here right now is the top priority." System alerts flood his vision. Omniscience and Omnipotence unlocks commander job categories and skills. Shizuya marvels as all the commander's skills become his, a blue brave flag materializing. Activate, he yells, blue lightning crackling as brave flag boosts his stats and potential allies. Determined to escape, Shizuya realizes, first, I need to shake those guys off. This is it. The system details Leon Slash, a triple leaping attack. Shizuya knows it's more than just for offense. He executes Leon Slash, using its triple jump capability for swift aerial escape. Shizuya activates Leon Slash, lightning crackling as he bounds up the stairs. The shadow hunters relentlessly pursue him, clambering up the steps. He vaults over the top, momentarily out of their sight. Peeking back, Shizuya anxiously wonders, did I shake them off? He clutches the crystalline sword, relieved. Phew, this thing saved me. Both the stats and the skills. A system window displays his boosted stats and skills, noting they're stronger than in the game. His brow furrows, the problem is hate stock for now. I need to get out of this earthing cave before the monsters do. But an army of shadow monsters swarms the cavern exit, their eyes glowing menacingly. Shizuya recoils, whispering, there's an unbelievable number of them. Suddenly, a mass of blue crystal forms, revealing a cloaked figure respawn point. But for whom? Shizuya stares, baffled. Hate stock and respawn points are unique to players. So why? He gasps, wait a minute, as ethereal forms of the commander begin to coalesce. The horrifying thought dawns, could this monster be an infinitely respawning player, and we humans are the monsters they hunt? A vast, futuristic cityscape materializes, labeled Azure Land. Is this the new game world? Shizuya realizes if so, for 7 days, we'll be chased by infinitely respawning monsters. He grits his teeth, knowing the player commander will hunt him relentlessly to reclaim its weapon. I can't just wait to be killed. Shizuya sprints. I understand this game better than anyone. He knows he must fight back, even if the enemy is an immortal player. Racing through a deserted station, he vows, even with only one life, I will definitely survive. Shizuya descends stairs. If I'm right, this underground leads to the worm stations, so-called worm dungeon. Shizuya discovers a gaping chasm, exclaiming, AC rank dungeon, Fav's heart, just as I thought. It's here. He recalls a hidden game element, worms inside, unrelated to the boss, allowing a clear without a direct fight. Shizuya smirks, realizing, with this, I can level up while avoiding the player's pursuit. He considers the risk, if that element doesn't exist unlike in the game, I'll have no choice but to defeat the boss. His confidence wavers as the respawn commander and its knights appear, knowing his chances against the boss are slim. Damn it, it already respawned. Shizuya shouts, forced to proceed with his risky plan. He leaps into the chasm, expertly using the fleshy, pulsating walls of the worm tunnel to descend. As he navigates the treacherous descent, his priority is clear. First, create some distance. Shizuya then sprints deeper into the organic tunnel, then rushes straight to the cave. He frantically searches the murky depths of the cave, desperately asking, where is it? Where is it located? Shizuya realizes with dread, this is bad, as he sprints through the dark cave. A horde of monstrous worms closes in, threatening to overwhelm him. He spots his target above, a system prompt for Leon Slash appearing. Shizuya leaps, narrowly evading the snapping maws of the pursuing worms. Landing safely, he sighs in relief. Woo, that was close, with the defeated worms behind him. He cautiously scans his surroundings, sweat dripping, searching for the hidden element. Before him, a glowing pool shimmers on the cavern floor. It's the tears of Farof. A single, radiant drop lands in his palm. A system notification status plus 0.001 appears. A system message warns, the trial of Farof has begun, promising power but also a curse if interrupted. Shizuya smirks confidently, alright, it's just like in the game, calculating the massive stat boost he can gain. Blue notifications flash status point +1 as shimmering drops fall into the pool. Each drop hitting the surface grants Shizuya another status point, the power accumulating. Shizuya sits within a vortex of blue energy, rapidly absorbing the tears of Farof. Suddenly, a brutal vision, a man is struck down, a glimpse of the trial's harsh nature. Shizuya, sweating, senses the disturbing shift. What's this? As the trial intensifies, another horrifying scene flashes. A woman screams as a monstrous form looms over a fallen victim. My mental state is being debuffed. Shizuya realizes, ghostly figures swirling. This is the difference between the game and reality. He closes his eyes, recognizing a familiar voice amidst the spectral forms. That voice, Hitomi. A warm memory surfaces, Hitomi and his guildmates smiling, everyone from the guild. The memory twists into a nightmare. His friends, now ghoulish figures, accuse him. You're late. Shizuya lets out a raw scream, battling the intense mental anguish of the trial. He pants, kneeling in the water. Damn, the mental attacks are getting more intense. Gritting his teeth, Shizuya slams his fist into the pool, desperately trying to stay calm. Another glowing tear of Farof descends, the trial relentlessly continuing. 2 days have passed. With a clenched fist, Shizuya resolves just one more day. I have to endure it. A desperate smirk crosses his face. Let's do this. As he shockingly stabs himself with the crystalline sword, his eyes snap open in alarm, sensing an unexpected, hostile presence. The respawn commander suddenly attacks, brutally slamming Shizuya down. Darkness falls, a stark question hanging in the void. Is this the end? Shizuya lies defeated in the water. As text explains, a mere human cannot beat an infinitely reviving player. Shizuya lies defeated, his hope of survival seemingly just wishful thinking. Despair washes over him. Giving up seems like the only way to end the suffering. As the thought of surrender tempts him, a defiant no erupts from his core. He rejects defeat, remembering his true identity. I'm the strongest player. His low level isn't an excuse. The only difference now is he can't revive. With newfound resolve, Shizuya declares he doesn't need to revive to win this. He rises, roaring I won't lose, as the tears of Farov swirl around him. A system message appears, recognized by Farov. You have become one of the species. Shizuya sits calmly in the water, a small, dark creature now resting on his head. He touches his chest, wondering if the brutal attack he just endured was merely an illusion. Shizuya feels dizzy from 3 days without food or drink, deciding it's time to head outside. He stumbles, weakened by his prolonged trial and lack of sustenance. Confident after the trial, Shizuya believes the lesser worms will no longer attack him. However, a far more ominous presence with glowing red eyes emerges from the darkness. Shizuya looks up, his face etched with sudden shock and apprehension. The colossal dungeon boss, a big worm, rears its terrifying form before him. Its monstrous maw, lined with countless sharp teeth, gapes open threateningly. The giant worm then presents a smaller worm, which produces a glowing worm essence. With multiple red eyes, the big worm intently observes Shizuya's reaction. Shizuya wonders if consuming the essence will restore his health. Realizing he's truly been accepted as an ally, Shizuya notes the high-level players have vanished, leaving only those under level 20. He calculates his strength at level 25, knowing he must seize this chance before their return. Leon's slash activates, and Shizuya carves through the remaining shadowy figures. He slides into a stun rush, disrupting another enemy's stance. Shizuya unleashes a flurry of attacks, sending foes flying with powerful strikes. An enemy fires a chase arrow, forcing Shizuya to twist and evade. His brave flag skill activates, boosting his movement speed by 20% as he dashes. The pursuing arrow slams into a red emergency box on the wall instead. A blinding explosion erupts from the impacted box. Shizuya clutches his chest, realizing he must escape while the enemy's vision is obscured. Shizuya looks up as a menacing, winged shadow figure looms. I need to get out of here. He whirls around, determined to escape the new threat. Too slow, the figure's attack slashes across Shizuya's shoulder, drawing blood. The force of the blow sends him crashing against the wall, clutching his wound. Damn, I let my guard down. Shizuya curses as an armored foot steps into view. One of the armored pursuers holds a glowing blue crystal. That is a portal stone. A group of armored foes now surrounds him. Explaining how they found him so quickly, another attack heads his way, and Shizuya, already injured, knows, I can't dodge this. Suddenly, a colossal, fleshy maw slams down, crushing the armored figures. From a dark opening, a horde of smaller worms with gaping maws rushes forward. A monstrous tide of worms surges forward, overwhelming the armored foes. Shizuya, bloodied but standing, exclaims his gratitude. I would have died without you. Green particles swirl as he notes, there's still plenty of essence left. His gaze fixes on the fallen blue crystal, portal stone. A cunning glint in Shizuya's eye signals a rapidly forming plan. He issues a command to his new allies. Swallow that portal stone and move at high speed. The panel notes the portal stone can grant even this massive worm horde astonishing mobility. Transformed into blurs, the worms smash through the remaining armored pursuers. A system window announces a surprise. My level increased by 9, Shizuya realizes. He spots valuable weapons amidst the carnage. Damn rich bastards, their gear got crushed too. Shizuya sprints through a subway station, needing to escape before his foes revive. He fumes, determined to find a way to permanently stop their relentless pursuit. Drones fill the sky, broadcasting an urgent evacuation order. Unidentified creatures are attacking. Chaos erupts in the city as monstrous beings rampage, forcing citizens to flee for their lives. A drone urges people to evacuate calmly as a man rushes towards a shelter, yelling for others to hurry. Elsewhere, a blue-haired girl with large headphones hums contentedly, oblivious to the danger. She cheerfully enters a convenience store, calling out that she's coming. Inside, she casually picks up a container of mint gum from a refrigerated shelf. As she announces her intent to pay, a dark, spiky creature attacks someone just outside the store. Startled by a sudden noise, she looks up from her phone, wondering where the clerk is. The blue-haired girl, still oblivious, complains about the awful phone signal amidst citywide chaos. She strolls on, irritated she can only listen to saved songs as monsters rampage behind her. Suddenly a hand yanks her arm, pulling her out of her musical daze. Startled, she drops her phone and mint gum, her eyes wide with surprise. A mysterious hooded figure shushes her, pressing her against a wall as danger looms. A massive, spiky monster leg slams down just inches away from them. The towering shadow assassin appears, the figure scolding her for being absorbed in her phone. A system window identifies the menacing creature. Shadow assassin level, 25. We've been spotted, run. The hooded figure yells, pulling her along as another winged beast appears. The figure whirls, firing twin energy blasts from their fingertips at the pursuing assassin. The hooded figure, Shizuya, urgently warns the blue-haired girl, look out. She glances back, her purple eyes wide with shock amidst the fiery backdrop. Shizuya fiercely intercepts the shadow assassin's bladed arm with an energy-infused block. A system window reveals his identity, Shizuya Tokowaki, level 17 commander. Shizuya unleashes a brilliant golden slash, parrying the monster's downward strike. the shadow assassin staggers, its arm cannon glowing, preparing a blue energy blast. While falling back, Shizuya fires his own, noting that's an assassin's basic movement. He lands, realizing fighting an assassin in this maze isn't smart, we should retreat. Shizuya smashes through a nearby structure, creating an explosive exit. Incredibly, the blue-haired girl calmly films Shizuya's fiery battle on her phone. Shizuya whirls around, yelling at the blue-haired girl, "Why are you still here?" He pulls her along, warning they can't hold off the monsters, but she's worried about her dropped gum. She calls him insensitive, then mysteriously adds, "Besides, they won't attack anyway." Shizuya stares in disbelief. "What?" as she playfully dismisses her strange comment. Her attention shifts to Shizuya's hand, now coursing with glowing blue energy lines. More importantly, that hand. Shizuya glances at his transformed hand, vaguely explaining, a lot happened. He recalls absorbing power from the fallen foe's weapons, his arm enveloped in blue data streams. A realization dawns, I gained the same power as them. Shizuya decides, for now, let's wrap this up like this. His eyes blaze with blue light energy patterns on his face, as he utters a single word signal. The city burns under a sunset sky, viewed through a scorched, map-like hole. Shizuya walks towards a signpost indicating Forbidden Mountain Fortress ruins 300 meters. As the girl calls out hey, she questions if it's truly his first time in Rinkai, noting he seems more knowledgeable than her. A former local, Shizuya studies a worn map, musing it's not about familiarity with Rinkai city itself. He suspects his knowledge stems from Han Village, a beginner area in the game Azurland. A shocking realization hits, Rinkai city's layout perfectly mirrors Han Village. The girl asks why they're in such a desolate spot. Shizuya retorts he's checking something, then asks why she's tagging along. Shizuya takes a determined step forward on the stone path. Annoyed, the blue-haired girl demands he stop calling her you, introducing herself as Kokoni Ichiyo. Kokoni cheerfully admits she's following simply because it seemed fun, as Shizuya internally notes her utter lack of danger sense. Blue energy swirls around Shizuya's feet as he strides forward purposefully. Kokoni gasps in surprise, looking over Shizuya's shoulder as he stares ahead. They stand before a deep chasm, a system window identifying it as a hidden cave. Kokoni recognizes it as an old air raid shelter, but Shizuya quickly shushes her. Using their phones as lights, they cautiously venture into the dark, cavernous space. Shizuya spots golden glimmers deep within the cave, signaling a presence. The golden lights intensify, accompanied by sounds of activity from further inside. Two figures are seen battling, one yelling for the other to hurry as they exchange fire. System windows reveal their foes, a level 20 shadow magician and a level 23 shadow soldier. From a higher ledge, Shizuya and Kokoni spot another enemy, a level 18 shadow cleric. Shizuya's eyes gleam, assessing the new foes as weaker and less experienced. Confidently, he leaps into the fray, blue energy crackling from his hand, shouting we can win. Kokoni watches in alarm, calling out his name as he charges towards the distant battle. He vaults over an explosion as one of the fighters below spots him, another recognizing something unique. The shadow cleric looks up, shocked as Shizuya plummets towards it, exclaiming, a human. Shizuya lands a devastating golden kick on the cleric, prioritizing, take out the healer first. He strategizes that with the healer down, the tank will be vulnerable and reckless. Shizuya deftly evades the shadow soldier's strike, declaring its attack too slow. Suddenly, two human soldiers join the fight, one shouting, I'll provide cover. As they open fire, the shadow magician and soldier turn, now facing the incoming barrage from the soldiers. The shadow magician conjures a towering ice wall, deflecting the soldiers' attack. Relentless gunfire shatters the icy barrier into glittering fragments. The soldiers scan the now empty cavern, one asking, where are the monsters? Shizuya appears, his hand still aglow, advising them the monsters have retreated. The female soldier aims her pistol at Shizuya, demanding, why are you the same as them? As he questions her hostility, Kokoni rushes to Shizuya's side, vouching, I'll vouch for him, he's human. She explains to the surprised soldiers, he saved me back in town. The female soldier, still wary, lowers her weapon slightly, suggesting, let's talk inside. The scene transitions deeper into the cave, illuminated by flickering torchlight. Inside, survivors huddle as one recognizes the male soldier. You were an instructor at the Army Reserve Academy. Kokoni excitedly reveals she also trained at the academy. As the soldier explains their mission went south, the female soldier gestures to the weary survivors, lamenting many more were lost. Shizuya observes grimly, acknowledging the overwhelming chaos, yet a thought lingers. The soldier asks if the monsters will relent. Shizuya confirms they won't, a grim theory forming. He recognizes this cave as a mandatory beginner dungeon, then eyes the soldiers with dawning realization. Shizuya identifies them, the dungeon bosses, twin demons, level 15, one with a cannon, one with a crossbow. The male soldier's game stats flash, high magic, wide range, but slow movement. The female soldier's stats appear, fast and accurate, but her power is surprisingly low. Shizuya suddenly clutches his head in pain, as Kokoni wordly asks what's wrong. He reassures her, I'm fine. As a crucial piece of the puzzle clicks into place, it all makes sense now. Shizuya realizes the game has become reality, linking everything, turning the world into a monster den. He recalls those who suddenly appeared, designated as players in this new world. These players, under the guise of justice, now possess the power to kill humanity. Shizuya internally rages, questioning who created such a twisted, deadly game. Back in the cave, the sound of crushed cans signals an approaching threat. The soldiers, Shizuya, and Kokoni tense up. The monsters are back, stronger and more numerous. Shizuya declares he'll scout ahead. As Kokoni calls out to him, the male soldier urgently directs the survivors to hide deeper within the cave. Kokoni peeks out, nervously counting 5 formidable armored monsters approaching. The male soldier orders Kokoni, calling her Shin, to evacuate civilians while they handle the monsters. Powerful new foes appear, a level 25 King Shadow Archer, a level 21 Shadow Warrior, and a level 20 Shadow Magician. Shizuya's eyes glow, realizing, lamp arrow, they came prepared for darkness. He dashes forward, instructing the soldiers, I'll handle the back, give me fire support. Shizuya charges headfirst towards the menacing group of shadow monsters. The Shadow Magician unleashes a devastating volley of fireballs towards him. With incredible agility, Shizuya weaves through the explosive barrage, blue energy trailing his feet. The hulking Shadow Warrior braces itself, entering a defensive stance. Shizuya launches himself into a powerful aerial kick, targeting the crystalline warrior. While the soldiers provide covering fire, Shizuya slides down a cavern wall, evading an unseen attack. He flips through the air as an energy attack shatters, confidently assessing, they're all beginners who can only use basic skills. Shizuya, eyes blazing red, surges forward, blue energy crackling, vowing, let's finish this quickly. The King Shadow Archer unleashes a lamp arrow technical shot, which Shizuya artfully evades with a sweep. Landing, Shizuya is momentarily surprised by the Archer's technical shot. He notes, only that Archer seems to have some combat experience, as a new attack hurtles towards him. A blinding explosion rocks the cavern, obscuring the immediate aftermath. The male soldier lays down covering fire, anxiously calling out, hey, are you okay? Shizuya, emerging with his glowing blue blade, reassures him, yeah, no problem, observing, the player's combat power is clearly increasing. The level 20 Shadow Magician stands ready, its form shimmering with arcane power. Shizuya deduces grimly, that means their proficiency is increasing by using players, as a vision of a sophisticated player appears. The Shadow Magician's core glows, instantly mending its wounds, frustrating Shizuya. Damn it, the damage I finally dealt is instantly healed. Shizuya realizes with alarm, they even have an archer to protect the healer. He weaves through a hail of blue energy blast, desperately trying to advance. Frustration etches Shizuya's face, no good, I can't close the distance at all. The male soldier grimly decides, to break through this, I have no choice but to use those guys. Shizuya hesitates as the Shadow Warrior deploys a massive crystalline shield, thinking, but, he slams into the formidable shield, the impact echoing through the cavern. Shizuya is violently thrown back as Kokoni shouts, no, it's too dangerous, retreat for now. He stumbles to his knee, clutching his head, amidst the dust. Gazing at his bloodied hand, Shizuya remembers in the game, I wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice someone to turn the tide. His eyes blaze with internal conflict, but those guys are living humans. Are you really going to do it? Among terrified survivors, a small girl is offered a lollipop. The female soldier kindly gives the treat, telling the girl not to look so stern. She gently pats the girl's head, asking where her mom and dad are. Tears welling, the girl says her parents brought her to Akina Wankan before disappearing. The male soldier yells to Shizuya they're retreating, planning to use bombs to clear a path. He grimly states this desperate measure might buy them a few more days of survival. Shizuya, undeterred, shouts one more time as a brave flag activated notification appears. The system explains the skill, allies' movement speed and HP cap increased. With glowing eyes and a shadowed face, Shizuya utters, I'm sorry, as intense blue light erupts. The light forms a massive pillar as Shizuya thinks of Akina and Takuto, the soldiers. The little girl, clutching her lollipop, tearfully asks Takuto, they won't die, right? As an energy arrow speeds towards him, Takuto is struck in the chest by the lethal arrow, the girl recalling his secret ominous words. Akina watches in horror, pistol raised, as the girl reveals Takuto hid something vital from her. Shizuya grimly notes the archer's technical shot follow-up, thinking, I'm sorry, to defeat the players. His eyes glow with chilling resolve as he concludes, I had no choice but to sacrifice you. The narrative explains Azure Land's chain system, showing it linking to demonic monster figures. Suddenly, the mystical chain symbol connecting the two monsters begins to crack and shatter. Akina screams Takuto's name in anguish, as a crucial rule appears, if one of the chosen players is killed. She desperately cradles the fallen Takuto, pleading with him to pull himself together. Shizuya, his blue energy blade ignited, coldly orders Akina, no time to mourn, retreat. Akina's rifle slips from her trembling hand, clattering to the ground. Shizuya coldly reminds her, the other one, as Akina stands defeated. With renewed, desperate purpose, Akina snatches up a heavy bag near Takuto's body. Her hand tightens on the straps, revealing the bag is full of explosives, those monsters. Akina whirls, hurling the bag of bombs with all her might towards the shadow creatures. The deadly payload sails through the air, directly at the unsuspecting foes. Everyone die, Akina screams, her face a mask of rage, as she thinks they'll go berserk. A colossal, fiery explosion rips through the cavern, obliterating the immediate area. Akina stands panning in the smoky aftermath. Shizuya and Takuto's form behind her. Her rifle thuds heavily onto the cavern floor, the sound echoing in the sudden quiet. Akina slumps to her knees, overwhelmed by the blast aftermath. She remembers Takuto. I could have been promoted faster, but he wouldn't listen about becoming my partner. Tears stream down her face as she recalls, he stayed to rescue citizens, instead of retreating with me. Akina screams in anguish. What kind of idiot does that? She collapses forward, her rifle clattering beside her as shadowy remnants litter the ground. Coughing amidst the smoke, tears continue to flow from Akina's eyes. Suddenly, Takuto sits up, clutching his chest. Out. What was that just now? Shizuya looks on. Shizuya reveals, because of the brave flag, it wasn't a fatal blow. Good, my calculations were correct. Takuto, stunned, looks at the devastation. Did I defeat them all? Did you do that? Shizuya observes the fallen shadow creatures, thinking, still, isn't that too light of a wound? Did I perhaps underestimate his defense? Akina, overcome with emotion, lands a punch on Takuto's chest, yelling, this idiot. Takuto staggers back, surprise, as Akina stands firm, still reeling from the recent events. Reaching into his pocket, Takuto wonders aloud. What is this? As his hand closes on an object, he pulls out a small, intricately designed ring, its gem sparkling brightly. Takuto sheepishly admits he planned to give her the ring once they were safe, never expecting it would save his life. Overwhelmed, Akina throws herself into Takuto's arms, embracing him tightly. Tears stream down Akina's face as she whispers, I've been waiting all this time. Shizuya observes their heartfelt reunion with a subtle, knowing smile. Kakong appears, asking Shizuya about the soldiers, while he muses on the unexpected love between the twin demons. As Akina cries into Takuto's embrace, Shizuya reflects that even for a beginner boss, they cleverly use the system to cheat death. Shizuya, eyes gleaming blue, confidently declares, there's a chance to win. But his optimism fades as the scene shifts to 30 minutes later. Now, a bloodied Shizuya stares ahead, his glowing eyes reflecting a grim reality. Despair returns as a colossal shadowy figure towers over them, hope dwindling. A furious civilian shouts, go outside. Are you kidding me? He argues they sought refuge here precisely because the outside, full of monsters, means certain death. Other survivors vehemently agree, refusing to leave the perceived safety of the cavern. Akina urgently explains, the enemy knows we're here, more will come, and we barely survived this time. Shizuya steps in, adding ominously, and that's not all, if I'm right. Those defeated monsters will revive. His glowing eyes narrow as he finishes, even stronger than before. A civilian despairs, if they revive infinitely, we might as well die. He then confronts Shizuya, why trust your predictions? You're like those monsters. Kakong angrily defends Shizuya, but the man accuses him of luring them to their deaths. Furious, Kakong yells, then stay and die here like stray dogs. Shizuya claps his gloved hands, cutting through the rising tension. Takuto suggests a compromise, some go, some stay for backup. As Akina recalls last orders, Akina clarifies instructions, evacuate to the airport, not wait here. Asking their decision, the little girl tugs Akina's sleeve, her small voice beginning to speak. With wide, trusting eyes, she declares, I'll follow Akina Wonkan and Oni-chan. The skeptical civilians watch as the little girl and Kakong stand firm with their decision. One civilian asks, it'll be safe if we go to the airport, right? As another decides, then I'll go too. The group stands. The previously defiant civilian now among those preparing to move with Akina's team. The skeptical man sighs, reluctantly conceding, ugh, fine, I guess. He turns with a HMPH, walking towards Akina, Takuto, Kakong, and the little girl. Akina shouts from near a fire, everyone, pack your bags. We're leaving in 5 minutes to the airport before morning. As they begin to walk, Kakong calls out, hey, Shizuya. Akina, holding the little girl's hand, asks Shizuya, how do you know they'll revive and attack again? Kakong presses further, aren't you knowledgeable? Shizuya cryptically replies, it's about correlation, I guess. Shizuya explains that if MMORPG characters appeared in reality, their first strength is steady growth, but the second is more troublesome. He reveals the critical issue, players can revive infinitely and try again and again. Shizuya explains that for players, one dungeon clear is enough. No matter how many times they fail and retry, his eyes glow as he grimly states, as long as the system doesn't change, the boss faction has no chance of winning, prompting Kakong to ask why he's so calm. Shizuya, standing beside Takuto, casually asks Kakong if it's not normal for them all to be calm. Takuto interjects, we're trained soldiers. Even so, his voice trailing with unspoken burdens, his gloved hand trembles as he admits, we haven't been trained to fight monsters like that, we're reaching our limits. Shizuya questions Takuto, then why are you pushing yourself so hard? As they walk deeper into the cavern, as the group ventures forth, Shizuya bluntly tells Takuto, you know you can't protect everyone here. Takuto glances back, suggesting, it's more likely you'll survive if you to go alone. Referring to Shizuya and Kakong, he offers a weary smile acknowledging, I know you don't have ill intentions and you're right. Suddenly, Takuto, Shizuya and Kakong halt, gazing up at a colossal, helmet-like structure embedded high in the cavern wall. Takuto recognizes the strange structure as a national emblem, questioning its ominous new form. He recalls saluting it in the past, admitting he never truly understood its meaning then. Shizuya, with a knowing look, tells Takuto he doesn't need to carry such a heavy burden. Takuto smiles, urging Shizuya to take Kokoni and escape if the worst happens. Kokoni then asks Shizuya about the little girl, Katona-chan, and her fate. Takuto explains Katona is like family to Akina now, and Akina would never abandon her. A flashback reveals Akina in uniform with a younger Katona, sharing a secret. A past injury prevents Akina from having children. The memory shows Akina's gentle smile, hinting at a silent longing she carries. Takuto realizes this is why Akina never accepted his feelings. Just as blue energy crackles across Shizuya's back, suddenly a blinding blue blast erupts as Shizuya yells, "Look out," shoving the others clear. A sharp sound echoes as blood splatters across a hard surface. Shizuya, now wounded, stares intently, blue light flaring around him. Takuto and Kokoni react with wide-eyed shock to the sudden attack. The terrified survivors witness the brutal, unexpected assault. Shizuya, bleeding, confirms the revived monsters attacked, asking if everyone is alright. His glowing blue eye narrows, pinpointing the immediate, deadly threat. Tragedy strikes as a red beam pierces Katona-chan, who utters a confused ha. Katona whispers Akina, "One can," as Akina lies fallen, seemingly unconscious. The devastating scene unfolds. Katona and Akina are down, the group frozen in horror. Akina, her face a mask of agony, screams Katona-chan's name in despair. Akina, consumed by fury, aims her pistol as Takuto shouts a warning. Shizuya, Kokoni, and Takuto sprint across the desolate ground, urgency in their every step. Shizuya realizes with dawning horror the archer's skill meant they weren't the primary target. He deduces the monster's true, horrifying objective. Katona was the intended victim. Akina's face contorts in pure, unadulterated rage, a fiery aura erupting around her. She unleashes a devastating light chain attack, striking the monstrous archer. Takuto desperately tries to restrain Akina, who screams, "They're killing children." As the archer falls, Akina thrashes against Takuto's grip, yelling, "Let me go," while Shizuya and Kokoni watch. Shizuya, eyes wide with alarm, shouts a desperate command, "Don't go outside, get back here." Shizuya and Kokoni stare upwards in shock as a colossal, shadowy figure looms, blood splattering nearby. Shizuya, blood spattered, stares in dawning horror, a crucial memory surfacing too late. A system window reveals the sea golem, a level 40 behemoth with significant damage reduction. He recalls the golem was an allied unit in Azure Land, meant to guard dungeon entrances. Shizuya remembers players exploited a bug, using the golem to easily hunt bosses. In the dark cavern, Kokoni stumbles as Shizuya processes the grim implications. The menacing shadow archer reappears, its hand crackling with dark, ominous energy. Suddenly unseen projectiles slam into the massive golem from behind. Kokoni cries out as the shadow archer begins absorbing energy from a fallen figure. The King Shadow Archer glows intensely, a system message declaring a conqueror of hidden cave. The archer chillingly addresses Shizuya, questioning if they are just nameless monsters to him. The archer scoffs, "And this is just a game to you. Our rage, our bonds, merely designed." Shizuya considers activating his power, system windows warning of player pursuit. Kokoni, her eyes wide with concern, silently questions his decision. Really activate? Shizuya unleashes his omniscience and omnipotence. Attracting for pursuing players and acquiring Fireball, now cloaked in shadow, he gains defensive stance and Blessing of Holy Light. Acquiring Clam Arrow, the King Shadow Archer remarks, "Sometimes errors occur in this game." Shizuya, eyes glowing, reaches out decisively, declaring, "It can't be helped, right?" He launches a Fireball, coordinating his assault with another attacker on the King Shadow Archer. Shizuya's eyes gleam as a cooperative attack trait activates from the combined assault. He follows up with a powerful charged sword strike, empowered by the trait. The King Shadow Archer shatters, blue energy exploding from its pierced form. Shizuya questions the falling archer, "Can you understand the feelings of those left behind?" System notifications flood Shizuya, rare loot and the technical short skill acquired. He gains more power, rapid mana and sweet mana skills from the defeated foe. Shizuya descends amidst crackling blue energy as terrified players below shout and prepare to flee. He lands a lone figure before the towering, stone sea golem. Blue light emanates from Shizuya's hand as he thinks of Akina and Takuto. He clenches his fist, energy surging, accepting their unspoken burden, "Your mission." With glowing eyes, Shizuya declares, "I'll take it on." As the golem's giant fist descends, the level 40 golem attacks, its fist massive, boasting 50% damage reduction. Shizuya knows a direct fight is unwise, but resolves to buy precious time. The golem's colossal leg crashes down as Shizuya nimbly dodges the earth-shattering stomp. A sudden, fiery blast erupts against the golem's metallic flank. Shizuya, empowered by rapid mana, believes he can now overcome the behemoth. Bright, successive explosions rock the golem's upper torso. He lands a desperate, ground-shaking punch against the golem's leg. The golem's eye flares with an ominous, crimson light, signaling danger. Shizuya's glowing blue eyes widen as he senses the imminent threat from above. The golem unleashes X-Rush, a devastating red energy beam from its eye. Shizuya sprints desperately, the golem's destructive beam tearing up the ground behind him. The golem's eye unleashes not one, but multiple searing red beams. Shizuya barely outruns the destructive energy tearing up the ground. He activates defensive stance, a crystalline blue shield forming on his arm. A colossal explosion engulfs the area as the beams detonate. Shizuya is sent flying, bloodied and battered by the force of the blast. From the cave entrance, Kakome screams his name, watching in horror. Shizuya, injured, realizes the evacuation is taken too long while he holds its attention. The golem's shadow falls over him, too weak to move. He fears this is the end. A sudden shout pierces the chaos. Get out of the way, move. Akina, with Takuto close behind, shoves Shizuya clear of impending doom. Akina and Takuto shove Shizuya aside as the golem's fist descends upon their previous spot. The colossal stone fist mashes into the ground, narrowly missing the trio. The golem pauses, its metallic hands clenching, sparks flying from its joints. Shizuya, bloodied in surprise, utters a bewildered what from the ground. The golem's head swivels, its crimson eyes locking onto a new target. Shizuya realizes with dawning horror, the aggro shifted towards his rescuers. He recalls a crucial detail. Golems are set up to protect players. Shizuya deduces someone else is attacking, drawing its attention within detection range. Activating Blessing of Holy Light, Shizuya resolves, I can't let it attack the evacuees. He plants his foot, ready to intercept the golem's redirected fury. Shizuya leaps, a tiny figure challenging the golem's immense metallic frame. He recalls their weakness, blue energy flaring around his arm as he speeds forward. Soaring past its defenses, he notes the thick armor but targets its chest. A direct hit, blue light erupts as he strikes the golem's exposed energy core. The golem's massive hand swings to crush him, but Shizuya remains focused. His hand glows fiercely, blue power crackling with immense gathered energy. Shizuya activates Sweet Mana, his arm becoming a blur of destructive blue light. Bright, successive explosions now hammer the golem's chest relentlessly. The continuous barrage visibly shatters the golem's upper torso. Its core detonates in a blinding flash of light as Kokoni watches from below. Kokoni watches in horror, her voice trembling as she calls out Shizuya's name. Caught in a blinding golden light, Shizuya realizes, damn it, I fell for it. His eye reflects the overwhelming light as he questions, is this the end? A colossal pillar of golden energy erupts skyward from the golem's detonation point. From afar, the beacon of light shines near a dark, ominous cliff face where a new figure emerges. An imposing, armored warrior with glowing blue highlights stands amidst swirling mist. A time skip reveals 72 hours have passed since the shadow invasion. As smoke billows over mountains, a military helicopter cuts through the gloom, surveying a ravaged, misty forest below. The helicopter hovers above a deep, smoking crater, a strange red mark at its center. A figure lands at the crater's edge, exclaiming, TSK, it got taken. I saw the light and flew straight here. The red-haired figure clenches her fist as her companion speculates. Maybe it was the enemy's self-destruct, huh? She scoffs, wielding a massive weapon. Is there anyone else besides us who can corner those monsters? Her green-haired ally calmly suggests unknown life forms might have killed each other. He then spots a distant silhouette, as the armored warrior from before appears. A close-up reveals the imposing warrior's helmet and piercing, glowing blue eyes. The red-haired girl, Satsuki, notices him, exclaiming, elite monster. As she slams her hand to the ground, Satsuki grins, hefting her enormous, orange glowing hammer. Looks strong, doesn't it? Her eyes gleam with red light, a predatory smile spreading. It'll entertain me, won't it? The green-haired archer sighs, knocking an arrow. Sorry, we're not your target, but, once Satsuki gets hyped up, I can't stop her. Satsuki leaps into attack, her companion adding, well, don't worry. It won't take long. As a green energy slash cuts through the air, the armored warrior effortlessly sidesteps the archer's swift green energy attack. Satsuki lies defeated on the rocky ground, blood trickling from her mouth. The green-haired archer now stands alone, facing the imposing warrior as Satsuki remains incapacitated, with the warrior's blade at his throat. The archer thinks, this is different from the enemies I've encountered so far. The warrior stares down, as the archer acknowledges a completely different class. A menacing glint flashes in the warrior's eye, signaling unspoken intent. The archer watches, surprised as the warrior seems to disengage. Turning its back, the armored figure walks towards a distant, glowing seascape. Satsuki, recovering, furiously yells, are you underestimating me? Why aren't you delivering the finishing blow? Her companion thoughtfully considers, or, is there another big target? Disoriented, Shizuya groans, his vision blurry with floating shapes. His sharp blue eye snaps open, a fresh scratch marking his cheek. He focuses on a fluffy bunny plush he perched innocently nearby. This is, he murmurs, scanning unfamiliar bookshelves. His gaze widens, realizing, a girl's room. As he spots someone asleep, Shizuya jolts upright in bed, clutching his head in confusion. He stares in shock at his right hand, now a monstrous armored claw. Did the golem's core and shadow fragments restructure his very body? A system notification reveals new twin demon and golem traits, absorbing boss monster skills. He realizes his power now rivals a level 25 player, stats boosted by absorbed abilities. Shizuya sits up in bed, his monstrous arm on display, wondering, more importantly, why am I here? His attention shifts as he detects the inviting aroma of food. He then hears an off-key singing voice, making him want to cover his ears. The source of the smell, a perfectly fried egg sizzling in a pan. A blue-haired girl with headphones turns, pan in hand, asking, oh, you are awake. Shizuya, still disoriented, peeks from a doorway as she assures him breakfast is almost ready. He lets out a sigh, a bead of sweat on his brow, clearly bewildered by the situation. Shizuya muses on the peaceful domestic scene, contrasting it with the burning, ruined city outside. Rain pours down on the desolate, war-torn cityscape, buildings still smoldering. Inside, the girl asks Shizuya how is it, as they sit at the table. The downpour visible through the window, Shizuya politely says the food is delicious, though he lacks an appetite. His host insists he doesn't need to be polite, admitting her cooking isn't great. She reveals she has cup noodles and enough supplies to last a week in her cozy apartment. Then she corrects herself, explaining she lost her shopping after finding him, but assures him it's not his fault. Shizuya questions how she managed to bring him here alone after he collapsed. She casually explains using a golf cart and then dragging him upstairs, remarking he wasn't too heavy. He asks if she encountered any monsters on her way, to which she simply replies no. Why? The girl confesses she's felt something peculiar about Shizuya the entire time. Shizuya notes her surprising lack of fear or anxiety despite the circumstances. He observes keenly, it's like, you're not worried about being killed. As she stares back, the girl thoughtfully agrees, you're right, probably. She smiles, recalling, I tried it before, but, those guys. Her eyes widen with a hint of past fear. It seems they really don't attack me. A flashback shows her sitting calmly as dark figures and monsters ignore her amidst ruins. She even tried to provoke them, yelling attack this way as a monster struck nearby. Yet a towering monster merely loomed. They don't even look at me. Back in the present, she cheerfully suggests, I thought maybe I have some kind of superpower, like your right hand. Shizuya, looking serious, asks, it might be a little different. Can you see any strange panels? He stands, his monstrous arm crackling as he begins. It might sound like a ridiculous story, but his arm transforms into a massive, glowing blue energy blade as he reveals, my abilities seem to be connected to a game called Azureland. Shizuya elaborates, my past experiences confirm the disaster is correlated with that game. His host playfully boasts, my abilities seem more amazing. To Shizuya's confusion, he gravely concludes, if my prediction is correct, humanity is in a very dire situation. She then crosses her legs, asking, so, what are you going to do now? Shizuya firmly states, we need to quickly leave Rinkai and go to Kaj. His comrades are in Kaj, he explains, needing to check their safety as she ponders. A glint appears in her eye as she thoughtfully says, then, with a confident smile, she declares, I'm coming too. Shizuya questions her, wait, if your trait is real, isn't it safer to act alone? She leans back, admitting, I can do anything alone, but conversely, I don't know what to do. Besides, you don't seem like the type to die so easily either, she adds, leaning against him. Suddenly, the girl slumps onto the table, a dark, ominous cloud swirling above them. Shizuya's sharp gaze narrows, sensing an abrupt shift in the atmosphere. A distinct clicking sound from the apartment door startles the blue-haired girl. This sound, Shizuya murmurs, his attention fixed on the entrance. The door handle jiggles, he realizes, someone's trying to pick the lock. Shizuya quickly signals for silence, his monstrous arm ready as the girl looks on. Alarmed, leave it to me, go hide, he instructs, his eyes darting towards a safer spot. As she scrambles to hide, Shizuya calmly picks up their breakfast plates. He grips a kitchen knife, hoping, I hope it's just a false alarm. The door creaks open as Shizuya, his monstrous arm partially visible, greets the unseen visitor with a calm hello. Three mysterious hooded figures stand at the threshold, their faces shadowed and serious. Shizuya, his arm now appearing normal and bandaged, offers a disarming smile asking, who are you? One of the newcomers, a young man in a cap, apologizes, explaining they thought the apartment was empty. Shizuya reassures them, don't worry about it, in this situation, surviving is the most important thing, right? Another figure, adjusting his glasses, reveals they've been fleeing monsters and are surprised to find anyone alive. Shizuya gestures them inside, offering shelter from the rain and the lurking monsters. As they enter, Shizuya politely offers, I'll get some drinks, please sit down. The three survivors stand uncertainly in the room, one of them, a woman, hesitantly starting to speak. Hidden in a corner, the blue-haired girl quietly directs the newcomer asking for the restroom. The blue-haired girl watches nervously from her hiding place, a bead of sweat on her face. Shizuya returns with drinks, politely saying, thanks for waiting, to the two male survivors. The man with glasses adjusts them, curiously asking, I've been wondering about this. Your right hand. Shizuya stands calmly, his bandaged right arm held across his chest. Ah, I fell and injured it last month. Shizuya lies as the capped man remarks. It must be hard living alone. Shizuya confirms he has plenty of supplies, stocked online, never expecting them to be so crucial. The glasses wearer sighs about the sudden chaos, then asks Shizuya's plans. While the capped man suggests finding a safe hideout, Shizuya agrees the apartment is ideal, but notes for people is crowded. The capped man grins. But with 3 people, it should be fine, right? The capped man suddenly shouts, swinging a metal pipe at Shizuya's head. Shizuya's injured arm instantly transforms, blue energy crackling as his monstrous power awakens. Shizuya's monstrous arm effortlessly blocks the pipe, shattering it as the capped man reels back. The glasses wearer, Natsu, whips out a taser, aiming it directly at Shizuya. Shizuya swiftly ducks, the taser's prongs narrowly missing his head. The taser fires uselessly into the air as Shizuya continues his evasive maneuver. In a flash, Shizuya delivers a sharp kick, sending the glasses wearer sprawling. You bastard! The capped man snarls, recovering and lunging at Shizuya again. Shizuya counters with a devastating strike from his glowing blue arm, catching the attacker mid-lunge. The capped man is thrown across the room, as the glasses wearer on the floor gasps, "Monster." Terrified, the glasses wearer stammers, "Did you intentionally take human form to trick us?" Shizuya looks down, a grim satisfaction in his eyes. "That's right, thankfully, I'm a monster now." His monstrous foot crushes the taser, Shizuya stating, "Not a defenseless civilian." Shizuya, eyes glowing, raises his transformed arm, "Like you think I am." Suddenly, the blue-haired girl shouts from her hiding spot, "Stop attacking right now." The camera pans to their feet, revealing the third attacker, a woman now confronting the girl. A sharp blade glints, pressed menacingly against the blue-haired girl's throat. The purple-haired female attacker holds the blue-haired girl hostage, a smug look on her face. The attacker smirks, "Did you think you could trick me?" as the captive girl apologizes. Shizuya, his monstrous arm still crackling, admits his plan was flawed, underestimating their foe. He laments assuming her safety, overlooking the true danger in a world without order. Shizuya grimly identifies this overlooked terror, a creature called human. As the attacker's face is hardened, Shizuya stands surrounded by chaos, his monstrous arm glowing. As the female attacker holds the girl hostage, the purple-haired captor explains she was drawn by a nice smell. Now regretting her terrible look, she nervously eyes Shizuya's transformed, crackling blue arm, wondering about its nature. Shizuya calmly proposes a hostage exchange, secretly aware his arm has long-range capabilities. The attacker scoffs, demanding more supplies, while the blue-haired girl sees a fleeting chance to act. Suddenly, a bloody, sharp appendage violently pierces forward. The blue-haired girl reacts with wide-eyed shock as the swift attack unfolds. The purple-haired attacker gasps, impaled through the chest by Shizuya's monstrous power. Freed, the blue-haired girl urgently calls out to Tokawaki Shizuya, pointing the way. The defeated attacker chokes out a final no, as Shizuya and the girl prepare to move. The blue-haired girl gasps, a thought bubble revealing that sword is. Shizuya stares, his eyes wide with shock, as blood splatters across his view. A towering, blue-lined shadow figure, noble level 41, confirms, so it is him. Over the fallen attacker, darkness envelops the scene, hinting at a grim turn, or a character's perspective. A game interface explains the hate stock state in Azure Land, triggered by player death. Achieving revenge in this state allows players to retrieve lost items. A powerful knight shown victorious. Shizuya urgently pushes the blue-haired girl, telling her, "Run ahead." The glasses wearer looks up in sheer terror as a massive, dark blade descends upon him. Blood erupts violently as the attack connects. The glasses wearer, realizing his target is the formidable armored figure, sword raised, declares with chilling certainty, "Me." Shizuya is violently thrown backwards by the armored figure's immense strength. He crashes through a large window, glass exploding around him as he plummets. The colossal knight leaps from the building, descending rapidly after Shizuya. Mid-air, Shizuya channels energy, rapid monoglowing intensely in his hands to bright orbs of power form ready to be unleashed against his pursuer. The knight's sword raised high, prepares to deliver another devastating blow. Shizuya impacts a sloped, rain-slick surface, struggling to find his balance. His armored adversary lands with a tremendous splash, relentlessly closing the distance. The knight watches as Shizuya scrambles towards a nearby building entrance. Shizuya desperately flees up a flight of stairs, trying to escape the relentless hunter. Shizuya clutches his shoulder, shocked by the force of the direct hit. He continues his ascent, reaching the second floor of the building. Pausing on the landing, Shizuya activates energy melting and blessing of holy light. Green energy surges as he admits his physical strength isn't yet elite monster level. The knight's armored foot thuds onto the steps, relentlessly pursuing him. With sword drawn, the glowing knight continues its menacing climb. Shizuya turns, unleashing a barrage of sweet monoblast down the stairs. The armored knight charges through the energy projectiles, unfazed. Now a shadowy figure, Shizuya reaches the fourth floor landing, his arm glowing. From below, the knight fires a precise blue technical shot upwards. The knight looms, its blue sword crackling, ready for a powerful attack. A colossal wave of blue energy slices down the stairwell. Shizuya narrowly evades the devastating arc of the knight's blade. He glances back, a determined look as he mutters, "Just as I thought." Shizuya retaliates, launching a concentrated blast of orange energy upwards. He recalls the game's 2D map, realizing its critical flaw, no Z access data. Shizuya's strategy, exploit the narrow, multi-level terrain for tactical advantage. The knight steps into a puddle. Shizuya, acknowledging tactics alone won't suffice. Leaping through flames, Shizuya activates Fireball, knowing this is a fight to the finish. The fireball detonates with explosive force at the knight's feet. A series of fiery explosions climbs the building's exterior. Shizuya watches from above as the knight calmly walks through the blazing stairwell. His eyes widen, seeing the knight emerge unscathed from the inferno. The knight reveals a priest-type skill, Saint Breath, as green energy swirls around it. Amidst the downpour, the knight wonders if other shadows are also present. Shizuya fires another orange blast, while green energy also converges on the knight. He internally admits these new foes are on a completely different level than cave monsters. Shizuya glances back, sweat dripping, acknowledging the overwhelming threat. He recalls surviving the train by exploiting terrain, knowing these enemies won't allow repeat. Lightning dramatically splits the dark, rain-lashed sky above the city. Shizuya, on the stairs, notices the lightning flash outside the window. A sudden realization hits Shizuya, his eye wide with a new plan. That's it. He gazes up the stairwell towards the door, contemplating his next move. Outside, a heavy boot splashes down forcefully in the pouring rain. The blue-haired girl, drenched, calls out Shizuyu's name with evident worry. She anxiously listens to the chaos from the building, fearing for Shizuyu's safety. Her attention is drawn to a new shadowy figure emanating strange green energy. She speculates if this new arrival is connected to the previous formidable foe. Her expression darkens, realizing the situation is far more dire than before. Desperate, she scans her surroundings, wondering how she can possibly assist. The blue-haired girl has a sudden idea, her hands gripping a steering wheel. That's it, I'll use this. Her eyes narrow with resolve, determined to find a way to help without becoming a target. Outside, the new green energy figure stands ominously as car headlights pierce the downpour. Lightning cracks across the storm-ravaged cityscape, illuminating the towering buildings. Shizuya, now on a rain-swept rooftop, clenches his fist, preparing for what's next. He strides towards the rooftop access door, the rain plastering his hair to his face. Below, the green-armored knight pulses with eerie energy, a formidable new threat. Shizuya looks down, a knowing smirk playing on his lips as he says, "It seems." A colossal vortex of blue energy swirls far below, confirming, "I've been cornered." With fierce determination in his glowing eyes, Shizuya declares, "I'll take you on." Rain lashes the city as blue energy crackles atop a skyscraper. Shizuya faces the knight, trapped within a glowing blue sigil on the rooftop. The knight draws a massive energy bow, aiming directly at the defiant Shizuya. Its angelic armor gleams, the formidable bow crackling with intense power. Suddenly, a demonic shadow with a colossal hammer appears, questioning the knight's aim. The knight, startled, looks up, demanding, "Who are you aiming at?" The shadowy figure slams its immense hammer down with devastating force. The rooftop shatters from the impact, sending the knight's energy bow flying. A new figure with striking pink hair lands gracefully, sword ready, confronting the downed knight. She smirks, challenging the knight. "How about you put that target aside and have a go with me?" Blue energy envelops the knight as it snarls. "Thanks to my own kind, right now I'm really pissed off." The pink-haired girl declares, her eyes blazing crimson, sword ready. With incredible speed, she charges the knight across the rain-lashed rooftop. Demonic wings and a tail erupt from the knight as it's caught in a brilliant explosion. Sazuya swings on a taut wire far above, watching the knight's sudden transformation. Now armed with a colossal hammer, the pink-haired warrior mocks the knight. No fighting spirit from an elite. Disgusting. Her gaze shifts to Sazuya's intense struggle, envy as if his rampage. Still, that guy is. Who is he? She ponders, while Sazuya fiercely clashes with the monstrous knight. A vicious claw from the transformed knight tears across Sazuya's face. Eyes flaring with azure light, Sazuya braces for a powerful counter-offensive. Shizuya unleashes a devastating slash, blue energy erupting around him. His glowing blade connects, sending shock waves across the rain-soaked rooftop. The knight's damaged armor begins to mend, green energy seeping into the cracks. Green tendrils of saint breath rapidly envelop the knight's arm, restoring it. Shizuya realizes the knight's constant healing will wear him down unless he severs the link. The knight, enveloped in green healing light, recovers from Shizuyu's assault. Shizuya desperately seeks a way to stop the saint breath and gain an advantage. Fully healed, the knight surges forward, green energy flaring, ready to strike. Suddenly, Shizuya notices the healing link has broken. Did the priest get taken down? His gaze shifts downwards, spotting a lone car in the rain-swept street below. Shizuya wonders aloud, could it be Kokone Ichio? Indeed, Kokone grins from the driver's seat, confirming, yes. She observes the green armor priest, noting, just as I thought. It doesn't seem like he will attack. In that case, Kokone declares, her hand gripping a lever with determination. Suddenly, a bright green energy beam merrily zips past her vehicle's window. The priest unleashes the surprise attack, green energy flaring from his hand. Kokone's eyes widen in shock at the unexpected assault. A new, menacing figure with long green hair and a strange staff emerges from the shadows. He stands in the rain-swept street, remarking, "So a civilian fought back. Meddling in things outside my mission isn't my style," but he continues, eyeing Kokone's car. The newcomer remarks on the rare sight of an uncoordinated elite monster. Feet splash through the rain-soaked street as someone makes a swift move. Shizuya, surrounded by blue energy, dashes forward to intercept the new threat. He looks up in surprise as a familiar blue demonic figure, Leon, attacks again. With glowing eyes, Shizuya braces himself, preparing to meet Leon's assault. Leon's massive, shadowy claw slices through the air with incredible speed. The demonic claw smashes into Shizuya, sending him reeling. Shizuya slides back from the force of the blow, but manages to stay on his feet. His blue eye flares with frustration as he mutters, "Damn it," boots pound through the puddles, signaling the fight is far from over. Shizuya stands in a puddle reflecting that was close. If that from before had happened in an instant, I'd be. He watches the demonic knight realizing these guys are essentially players from Azure Land. Shizuya kneels, knowing their stats and skills improve with each fight, making a long war disadvantageous. Yet, he surges forward, blue aura flaring. But in this particular battle, stalling for time is my only chance of victory. His blue eye gleams with resolve because suddenly, a colossal pillar of blue lightning erupts from a nearby skyscraper. Within the blinding light, a figure crackles with immense, transforming power. The transformed Leon, now a noble near death paralyzed level 41, stands menacingly, its damaged sword, still radiating power, is embedded in the rooftop. Despite its state, the noble unleashes a terrifying shockwave, rain scattering around it. Sazuya, rain dripping from his face, tells the fallen noble its misunderstanding of the battlefield led to its defeat. The massive armored noble lies defeated in a puddle as Sazuya declares it lost to the world's rules. He explains his strategy, revealing the skyscraper's antenna acted as a lightning rod. Shizue demonstrates his careful footing, avoiding the dangerous step voltage from the lightning strike. He admits his plan was risky, acknowledging luck played a part in him not being struck instead. Gripping his crackling blue sword, Shizuya affirms he willingly took that dangerous gamble. A game-like notification appears over the defeated noble. Run to escape the relentless pursuit before your eyes. The noble's status window shatters, yet Shizuya looks on with a bead of sweat. Sensing something is off, Shizuya stares in shock as the noble's body, instead of vanishing, erupts with intense blue energy. A deep thrumming sound echoes in the darkness as an unseen voice pleads, "Hey hey, isn't that enough already?" An unseen voice questions the noble's murderous intent as a crack of light appears. The light erupts, shattering the ground with immense force. A fierce red-haired figure, Satsuki, emerges, declaring running away solves nothing. A colossal blue energy sword, summoned from above, hurtles down towards Satsuki. The massive blade slams into the street, unleashing an electric shockwave as Satsuki narrowly evades. Satsuki grins wildly, exclaiming, "Yeah, this is it. This is how it should be." Kokone shouts from her car, "Wait, Satsuki, don't chase them afar." As Satsuki dashes off, Satsuki glances back, annoyed, questioning Kokone's warning. The green-haired man notes his own elite monster also retreated, suspecting new orders. Kokone, furious, leans out her car window, ready to confront the green-haired man. The green-haired man reveals, "We've also received an order from the boss to assemble." Kokone observes him depart, noting his signal users are different from Shizuya. As he states, the boss's orders are absolute. He mentions a rendezvous at 0.61, making Kokone suspect he has more allies. Kokone turns, prioritizing Shizuya's unknown situation above all else. Shizuya stands alone, a solitary figure amidst the rain and urban desolation. A menacing, feathered creature with a single, glowing red eye gazes upwards into the downpour.